Hey guys, it's Miss Clark. I am reading your science workbook that you have in your classroom. It's actually not really a workbook, but more like a textbook. So our topic today is daily weather patterns. Okay, so you may notice some changes throughout the day. All right, so let's stop there because our I can statement is I can get that pulled up. I can tell about daily weather patterns. So we have vocabulary, which is patterns, and we have seasons. So what are some seasonal changes that you remember? Okay, think about that one. So it says, we have talked about changes that happen from season to season. What kind of changes do you think might happen from day to day? Well, in North Carolina, there's no telling because a lot of North Carolina's weather seems very sporadic or very crazy, I guess you could call it. But just pay attention from day to day what the weather's like, and you'll see a lot of differences from day to day. So now we're going to look at the pictures on pages 32 and 33. Okay, so could these pictures be on the same beach? So like right here versus right here. Okay, so could these pictures be on the same beach? Would they be on the same day? Probably not. Because looking at their clothes, this family is wearing coats, and then this family is wearing like bathing suit stuff. And then, do you ever wear your jacket only part of the day? I know I do. It gets too hot sometimes during the day, and I have to take it off. All right, so now, let's continue reading this page. So it says, you may notice some changes throughout the day. In the morning, the sun's light starts warming the land, air, and water. Okay, so when it's time for recess towards the end of the day, what differences do you notice in the air as opposed to in the morning? Okay, so when the sun goes down, it feels cool again. Some daily weather patterns only happen in one region. So in Florida, there are often rain showers in the afternoon. In parts of California, mornings can be foggy while afternoons are clear. Okay, so it just depends on the day, right? So in the summer, many parts of Florida experience thunderstorms every afternoon. Okay, so ours are just unpredictable because, for example, this past Friday, we had a lot of rain. Okay, we had a lot of rain all day long. Okay, and some days, our days are just clear and sunny, so it just depends on the day. So, do you have any other, do you see any other daily patterns at home or in places you have visited? Okay, now do you think these two pictures can be the same beach? And what daily pattern are you observing? Okay, so first of all, look at this beach. Looks like it's during the middle of the day, right? Okay, but what about over here? It says Carolinian beachgoers may need warmer clothes as the air cools down in the evening. So actually, to answer our question, yes, it could be the same day because they are wearing jackets and it looks like the sun is setting, right? It's got a different light on it, which is pretty cool to watch. So what time of day is usually the warmest? Okay, so the afternoons are usually the warmest, and then the nights and early mornings are the coolest. All right, and then over here it says in the middle of the day, Carolinian beachgoers enjoy the warm air and water. So like we had talked about, it's usually warmer in the middle of the day. And then what part of the day is warmest? That's what we just talked about. So now we're going to name two daily weather patterns where you live. Okay, so what happens daily? I don't know. North Carolina weather is so weird and crazy. It's kind of hard to find something daily. Well, we know the sun comes out because, you know, that's what science tells us, right? The sun comes out every day, whether we see it or not, like if it's behind clouds. I know we usually have a lot of fog in the mornings. It can be foggy. And then it's usually cooler in the morning, like we said, and in the nighttime than it is in the afternoons. Usually in the afternoons, by the time we go out to recess, it's usually the hottest part of the day. Okay? So, looking back at our lesson, did we learn about daily weather patterns? Yes, we did. So we noticed changes in the air, the land, and even water if you see any natural water areas around. Okay, so we're going to stop there with our lesson. I hope you enjoyed and learned some more about daily weather patterns, especially in North Carolina. We can conclude that North Carolina is definitely different. And you can always talk about the weather with your parents or family or whoever you live with, right? There is so much like weather to talk about in North Carolina. There's so much variety. Okay? So, again, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!